This spooky village, absolutely no red things are allowed. Even a small red flower that has just grown, it must be pinched off immediately and bury it in the soil and clean it up. Otherwise, it will attract that terrible monster. It turns out that in this isolated village, there is a horrible legend that has been passed down. The legend says that deep in the forest there lives a horrible group of monsters. They loved the color red, but they hate yellow. Whenever something red appeared in the village, they would kill all the villagers. So, the village chief and the elders made a pact with the monsters. 1. Nothing red could appear in the village. 2. No one from the village was allowed to go outside. 3. Every year, at the beginning of the year, raw meat must be cut up and thrown into the woods. All this time, everyone kept their word, and for many years the village was quiet. And soon, this peace was broken by a foolish man. He was holding a red fruit that was unique to the deep forest. That very night, the villagers on night watch noticed a red monster had slipped into the village. He rang the alarm bell to warn everyone that the creature was coming. Hearing the bell, the villagers ran to their homes. As a precaution, he dug a cellar under each house. Nick, who was returning home, saw the unaccompanied children. He rushed them back to their homes and helped the other villagers to close the windows and doors. But he was too late to run. He was almost discovered by the monster. Meanwhile, Anna was waiting anxiously for Nick, as she is blind, so she had to raise her hand to try and get Nick to see. But instead of Nick, she got a monster. The monster was about to pounce on Anna. In the nick of time, Nick arrived just in time. He took Anna into the basement and hid. Everyone sat huddled together looking at the floor, praying that the monster would leave sooner rather than later. And so it was. Everyone hid underground for the rest of the night. The next morning, the monster was finally gone, but every door in the house was marked with a red mark. It was clear that the monster was likely to return. The village chief rushed to lead the men, throwing a chunk of raw meat to the edge of the woods, asking for reconciliation with the monster. But by nightfall, something terrible happened again.